Alright, y'all, I'm gonna start off with freshly washed hair and then split it into 4 sections so that I can get it blow dried and prepped for the braid down. Okay, and so right here I am using a heat protectant by XO before I blow dry it, and I'm going to be using that on all 4 sections. After blow drying the section, I'm going to add just a dime size of tea tree oil, not a whole lot, and then braiding the section down so that I can have it stretched for when I braid it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna unbraid the sections so that I can part my hair where I want my leave out to be. The best comb that I would suggest is to use a metal rat tail comb. It gets the part pretty straight. After figuring out where you want your part to be, you will then go around that part and pull out as much leave out as you want. I don't like a whole lot of leave out, so you'll see that I'm just pulling out very little. But you do want to make sure that you're pulling out enough hair in order to cover up your tracks. I'm then going to braid down my leave out just so that I can get it out the way for when I'm braiding down the rest of my head. So now I'm going to split my hair down the middle, putting it into 2 sections. My baby sneezed. I really don't know why I do this. I just like to get most of the hair out of the way for when I'm braiding. So I start off on one side and then I do the other. Right here, I am adding a little bit more hair to the leave out as well as some edges. Here is where I part my hair for the first braid. You do want to make sure the first braids or the first couple of braids are the tiniest sections that you make because they are in the front of your head. They are kind of like the anchor braids. Now, braiding on yourself can be hard and very tiring, but the main things that you want to make sure you're doing in order to get a decent braid down for a sew-in is to make sure the braids aren't loose. They don't have to be super tight though, but another thing you want to make sure is that you are doing them as neat as you can and that they are as flat as you can get them. On the next braid, you want to braid it down just a little bit, like half an inch, and then grab the bottom of the previous braid and connect it, and then continue in braiding all the way down. So you'll just continue that same pattern throughout the whole head, connecting each previous braid. As you can see, or as you will start to see, my braids will get a little bit bigger as well as the sections. But the main key is to make sure that your braids are as flat as possible. I did have some people ask me to do a tutorial on how to do braids. I would do them on myself. However, it would be harder to show you guys how exactly I do them. So I will be using a mannequin, and if you would like to see that, just let me know. Moving on to the next section, I'm basically going to do the same thing and just pull out the desired amount of edges. So as you can see, my parts aren't the best in the back, which that is okay. Like I said, you just want to make sure that you can get the braids as flat as possible. And this is the last braid, so I will be connecting both of the left previous braid and the right previous braid, making the last braid the biggest of them all. Here I ended up with the tail of the braid, and I'm just going to tuck it and sew it into the other braids. So now I'm going to start sewing my bundles in. I like to double up on the wefts, usually when I'm sewing in on myself. When starting or finishing a bundle, you want to make sure you double or triple knot it just to secure its place and make it flatter. Now, sewing on your head can be another hard part to doing a sewing on yourself because you're not exactly looking at what you're doing, you're having to feel more. So what I would suggest is having 2 mirrors handy so that you can stop and check. When finishing a row, I usually never like to cut my bundles. I like to flip them over, and I know some people don't like to do that because it makes it harder to appear flat. But for me, what I do is make sure I triple knot it, hold it down tight, and then pull the string, and it helps create that flat illusion. You will see me add a clip sometimes. That's just to hold the bundles up so that I can sew faster. You also want to be careful when you're sewing around the edges not to do it too tight, because that could affect your edges in the long run. When doing a sewing on yourself, it can tend to look a little sloppy at times. It is hard work. So, like I said, the key to making a sewing look good on yourself is to make sure everything that you're doing is flat. Making sure the braids are flat, the sewing, the wefts itself is flat, and stopping and making sure that you can feel that everything is flat. And I know I have repeated that many of times, but I'm telling you that is what's going to get the sewing looking better than what it probably would have looked at if you didn't follow those steps. When sewing in the last row of bundles, you want to make sure this is the flattest and the neatest of them all, because this is the part where your leave out is going to have to blend. And now here's the fun part. This is where the sewing comes all together, styling the bundles. I'm just going to straighten it and curl it just a little bit, but as you can see right here, I'm taking out the braid where I left out my hair, and I'm getting that nice straight even part, spraying some heat protectant on top of it, and then flat ironing it. This is a Babyliss Pro flat iron, one of the best flat irons that I have used, and it helps to blend my leave out really well. Okay, so this is the finished look. I did make sure to cover the tracks in the back. I know you guys could see that. But yeah, there's how you do a simple sewing on yourself. This is beginner friendly. And thank you guys for watching.